Hello, everybody, and welcome to our YouTube channel, The Brand's YouTube. I am here with the great Billy Botti of Dirty Sheets. Now, if you guys are meeting Billy for the first time, know that unlike the dirt sheet, they're more than marks. Unlike the dirt sheet marks in the States, con men, call them whatever you want, liars, posers, whatever you want. Billy, my friend from the UK, knows real people in real places, has real conversations, and Billy has the news. And on top of that, he's sporting a New York Yankee shirt, which I like very much. What's up, Billy?
I actually got this from the stadium. I always go when I'm there. I love the baseball games.
Oh, nice, man. Yeah, well, I'm waiting for the baseball games to come back, Billy.
You know, we don't have cheesesteaks in England, so getting them at the ball game is like a novelty to me. So.
Oh, wow. Well, there's a lot of good food in England that we don't have, man. I went there, and oh my God, bro. Well, first of all, you know, we all know about the what do they call the fish and chips over there in England?
Just fish and chips.
Yeah, which is, I mean, you know. Yeah, you could say that, but you really have to taste it to know the difference. Bro, I didn't know that over in the UK, kebabs were such a huge thing.
Yeah, sheesh or normal or chicken, yeah.
Yeah, kebabs. And, bro, I love the, what is it, the bangers and mash?
Sausage and mash, bangers and mash. Yeah.
I love the bangers and mash. Bro, the only thing I wasn't a fan of, and I tried to eat everything, and I really love the food. The only thing I wasn't a fan of, bro, was the blood pudding. I wasn't a fan of that. I think Yeah, I think you got to have a special required taste for that, you know?
Yeah, I think that's old school. I think that's an old school thing. I don't think many kids or many people my age are going to keep that one going. So
yeah. Is there a specialty you really like over there in the UK that I didn't have? What's your favorite dish to eat in the UK?
No, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think the fish and chips is better. If you go further north, it's better. But there's some good places around. Like there's a lot of people making like fresh fish and chips where you have to wait 20 minutes, but they'll batter it up in front of you, and it's pretty decent. Yeah, I think we don't have many, but I mean, I wouldn't advocate beans on toast or anything as a big thing that you need to have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the fish and chips. So now, Billy, I'm going to give a little tease here, but I don't want you to say anything because you and we've not discussed this before, and I want to have like a live discussion because I think it'll be better.
Okay.
Billy, you've been on a couple of shows with me over on Chicken Necks on Russo's Brand .com. Okay. The response from the audience has been tremendous. They really, really like you, Billy. I really like you, but Billy, like anything else, bro, I have people coming out of the woodwork, sending me emails, warning you. They can't believe, bro. A couple of people said to me they were disappointed in me, and I'm like, bro. So, well, I don't want to go much further, because I want to have a discussion about that with you on Chicken Necks. I think it warrants a discussion.
I have things to say, and I want people to go over to Chicken Necks and see. And I also want to say to people, if you're seeing me for the first time, I've never revealed anywhere where I have my sources. So I may come across as just another guy who says he has the news. I revealed it in one place. That's because Disco got under my skin, and I revealed it on Vince's show. It was the only place and the only person I wanted to do it with. So my first interview with Vince, I reveal how I get this information, and you can go and get it over on the brand, because that's the only place that I'll ever say how this information comes around.
Now, Billy, you got to make me one promise, bro. You got to make me one promise.
Okay.
Bro, you know, and I told you this from the get-go. There are a lot of people see you for the first time and they think of Ryan Satin. And thank you, by the way, for opening up that Pandora's box. Okay, bro, which I had put to bed, but now you opened it up. Now I'm knee deep in it with this.
I said to my colleagues, I said to them, I went, I wonder if Vince is going to be irritated by this. And
no.
I said that, but at the same time, you had a 90-minute show, and you took the 45 seconds where I bashed Satin. So I figured that you had the stomach for it. So
I'm good. But here's what you got to promise me, bro. Promise me this, because a lot of people immediately when they look at you, bro, you remind them of the older Satin when he had the long hair and this, that. Bro, you gotta promise me that they're it doesn't come to the point where there are so many Ryan Satin physical comparisons where you ever cut that hair and beard. Bro, do not ever cut that hair, bro.
No, I think obviously if there's the hair and the beard thing, I think, but when you scratch beneath the surface, I feel like there's significant differences, even in the way that we look. I mean,
bro, I could tell like off the bat. Let's talk about the hair and the beard for a second, bro. Your hair is full, bro. It's flowing. It's fluffy. It's Jesus-like. That's how I would envision Jesus, bro. He's got that greasy, like it's always greasy, matted down. Like, bro, it's night and day, bro.
He's also overweight and he's also very short. So I mean, I'm also 6'1" and physically in shape. So I mean, there's two things as well. Plus,
very Fabian-like. You know Fabian over there in the UK, right? Right?
Yeah,
Billy? Yeah, very Fabian-like. Yeah. What else were you gonna say, Billy?
No, that's it. I was just going to say that the physical differences between me and Satin are a lot. Plus, I don't want to like blow my own trumpet, but in my younger days, this face was modeling at one point, and until I did the Big Brother, and that kind of they in the modeling industry, they want a face that people don't really know too much about, so it's difficult to sell products, and almost Big Brother is quite low grade in terms of reality TV's, like quite low down in terms of where brands want to associate with you. But prior to that, I did some modeling for 3 years, and I don't think anybody wants a photo of Satin. So
yeah, no, I believe that.
I do find the comparisons offensive, but I think also what I find more offensive is with people think in any way that we have the same type of personality, because it's for something completely different to him.
Yeah. All right. Now, bro, let's this is our first time on YouTube. We're going to do this on a weekly thing, bro. Let's give them a little tease. Let's give them a little tidbit of what they can get by listening to you and I on Chicken X over at russosbrand.com. Just give me one thing, bro, one nugget. What do you got, Billy?
Actually, the most interesting thing and the most comments that I had on my site this week was a retrospective story. And I said that with them doing this Mysterio storyline now with Rollins, they've gone back to something that they were going to do at WrestleMania. When they had the crowd intact, the reason that Rollins and Buddy Murphy won the tag titles was to drop them to Mysterio and Dominic and have that big WrestleMania moment. And they moved away from it because Kevin Owens' opponent, Samoa Joe, was injured and then suspended. And then Rey Mysterio was debatably suspended as well. He certainly took time off. I don't know whether it fell under the guise of a suspension, but I don't think it was linked to the coronavirus.
Time up, Billy. Hold on. You're not going to sit there and tell me, as one of these, reporters, you're not going to sit there and tell me I don't know. You're not going to make up some shit, bro. That's what you're supposed to do. You're never supposed to say I don't know, bro. When in doubt, make shit up.
Yeah, that's the thing. They did make two stories up. One story was that he was suspended under the wellness policy, but there was no official announcement, and that was one of your fantasy sources. And another fantasy source turned around and said that he was self-isolating for COVID. I don't know the information because it wasn't given to me. What I do know is that he was off television and he missed WrestleMania. He was supposed to be winning the tag team titles with his son. That was the only reason that Rollins and Murphy got it. And if you want even further evidence, there was a tag team in that faction, the AOP. They did not win the belts because the match quality needed to be up to a WrestleMania standard for a Rollins and a Murphy to get Dominic through his debut at WrestleMania winning the tag belts. Later on down the line, the storyline arc of that was supposed to be Dominic turning on his dad. So it was interesting to me that we've seen that resurface this week with Rollins going into, or in the last 2 weeks, with Rollins going into a program with Ray and in Dominic being on TV this week. Something I reported before he was even going to be on TV. My story is that Dominic is going to resurface in this program. I'm just curious as to whether it will be a full rehash of Mania, whether we're going to get the whole tag team titles or not. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a rewritten version of the story. But what is fascinating is what the plans were before, because that's the only reason Rollins and Murphy had the tag belts.
Now, bro, when you reported that Dominic was going to be on Raw, okay, Did you report this in typical dirt sheet fashion? Did you say that Dominic was seen in the United States? Was that what you said, bro? Is that you claiming to break the news that Dominic was going to be on Raw?
No, we knew that Dominic was going to be part of the storyline, and then because of the information that we have, we knew what was going to air on Raw this week. So,
well, let me ask you this. Billy. So that seems like, okay, Dominic was on. He was on with his father. Makes sense to kind of ease Dominic in with his father, bro. They could still do the Dominic turn on his father if they're tag champs. Bro, this sounds maybe because they couldn't do it at WrestleMania. Possible that it could be a SummerSlam moment. And bro, what are you hearing? I'm hearing a lot of different things of when SummerSlam is supposed to be. What's the latest on that?
There's an idea being discussed on Monday. I can't talk too much about that because I'm involved in it. So I can't. But the idea is that they will either the first number one priority is to look for an arena. And that's going to be all permitted down to what's going on in the States. Now, with all of this protesting and everything going on, there's very little talk about the COVID or the social distancing and things of that nature. So I wonder if they're going to be more flexible on that and just say, you know what, we couldn't control this, so let's stop trying to control the virus. I think a lot of it at the moment is going to be dictated by US politics, something that I don't claim to be an expert on, so I'm not going to make up a story. I don't have a website where I generically give you 3 stories a day, even though there's not 3 things that happen. These sites are all based on traffic. They're all based on clickbait. I don't do that. Sometimes they go dark for 2-3 days. Sometimes I'll give you 3 stories in one day. It just depends on when we get the information through. And SummerSlam is going to be very, very politically driven in terms of what the situation is there in America. The number one goal is to do it in an arena which is opening up. So a state that's opening up, you're looking at Florida, you're looking at Oklahoma State, and Atlanta, I would say, would be the front runner to get them out of Florida and go to a different market. But at the moment, it all depends on your government and circumstances, which obviously we've seen it change this week.
Yeah. All right, Billy, can you give people a little tease, just a very, very little tease of something else you're going to be discussing with me on Chicken Necks at russosbrand.com?
Yeah, well, we'll be addressing that situation with what happened this week with Saturn and, reigniting his issues with myself and Vince. We'll be talking about the dirt sheets in general, and I'll also be talking about how they influence you as well in terms of how we need to independently think and not let the dirt sheets or these particular SJW warriors influence your opinion. I think when we had the product that we've had and people have a problem with what they did with the Jeff Hardy thing, which I thought was really good to a certain extent, and I'll discuss where I felt like it failed on the show. I think we have a big, big problem with these people not just being dirt sheet writers, but they're dictating the product that you watch. And I feel that if you guys want a better product, we need to stand up and sway away from the likes of Saturn and Alvarez, who are partially responsible for the bad product that you're seeing, because their opinions are very, very much overvalued, and you're allowing their opinions to have that value.
Yeah, and I stole the page from your book, Billy, this week, and I put you over. I said it. I said it. I did not take credit for it. I said, Billy said this first on Chicken Necks, and I wanted to reiterate it because we got into the whole Alexa Bliss bullying thing when, out of the chute, and listen, I'm a fan of hers, bro. I've put her over from day one, but out of the chute, Paige threw the word bullying out there. And what this kid JD said had nothing to do with bullying. And that's the thing. They throw out these buzzwords all the freaking time when that whole situation with Alexa Bliss and the critique of her work had nothing to do with bullying. And that's exactly what you're talking about. Billy, where can people here listening to you on YouTube, bro? Where can they follow you? Give them all the information, man.
Yeah, my website is thedirtysheets.com, or you can go to dirtysheets.net. That's a Patreon site. It's a normal website that links to a Patreon. There's some free news on there, some paid news on there. But if you're a real wrestling fan, you won't mind paying $5. We also give out betting picks as well. We're massively profitable on the WWE betting. Obviously, we have WWE NXT In Your House coming up this week, and then we have Backlash as well next week. We will make money on those shows. There's not shows that we don't make money on. We use the information that we have to help people make money. The other dirt sheets are not doing that for you. So otherwise, if you don't want that, you don't want to be spoiled, there is general news and whatnot on there. Otherwise, I'm happy for you just to find me on Vince's platform, because that's, I feel like, my favorite place to talk about wrestling.
Yeah, and guys, you can get a lot more of Billy. Him and I are going to go right now. We're going to jump on Chicken X, bro. Chicken X is, me and Billy. Billy gives you the news. Then I kind of go solo. I rant about certain things that are really, in my craw, things I got to get off my chest. You can get that on russosbrand.com. Check that out. Bro, for the great Billy Bati, we will see you over on Russo's Brand.